It was a quiet night shift, the kind where the hum of the hospital lights feels louder than your own heartbeat. It was past 2 a.m., and I was just finishing a long, exhausting round. 8 hours deep into another trauma floor shift, every bone in my body begged for rest. But in hospitals, peace never lasts. Over the intercom, a voice broke the silence. "Dr. Adam Carter, report to Emergency Bay 3 immediately. Code red, multiple victims. Incoming ambulance ETA, 2 minutes." Pause. I dropped my pen. The chart I was updating slipped from my hand as I ran down the corridor, coat billowing behind me. When I reached the trauma bay, nurses were already moving fast, prepping stretchers, calling in specialists. Then the doors slid open. 3 gurneys rushed in, 3 broken bodies, and in a single heartbeat, my world collapsed. The first gurney. My wife, Emma. Her blonde hair was soaked with blood. The second, my younger brother, Caleb. Bruised, battered, a gash along his temple. And the third, voice cracks, my son, Ben, 16 years old. "My boy." I stumbled forward, calling his name. "Ben, Ben!" But before I could reach them, a firm hand caught my shoulder. It was Dr. Reyes, the attending on call. His expression froze me, quietly. "You can't go in there, Adam." "What do you mean?" I demanded, my voice shaking. "That's my family. My wife, my brother, my son. Let me through." Dr. Reyes looked around once, then leaned close. His voice dropped to a whisper. "You can't see them yet. The police will explain everything once they arrive." Long pause. That's when my stomach turned cold. This wasn't just an accident. Something was wrong, deeply wrong. Voice steady, tense. The police arrived 20 minutes later. 2 plainclothes officers, calm, professional, unreadable. While my colleagues worked to stabilize Emma, Caleb, and Ben, I stood near the nurse's station, frozen. I wasn't allowed in the trauma room. Not a word about my son's condition. I whispered to myself, "He's strong. He's only 16. He'll make it." But my gut screamed otherwise. Finally, one of the officers approached me. "Dr. Carter, can we speak privately?" I nodded and led them to the break room. "What happened?" I demanded. The older one, Officer Daniels, sighed and began. "Earlier tonight, around 1:15 a.m., your wife's vehicle, registered to Emma Carter, was found crashed into a guardrail on County Route 7. My chest tightened. That's near our home." "Yes," he nodded. "The airbags deployed. All 3 passengers were unconscious. Your son was in the back seat." My voice was barely a whisper. "Who was driving?" The 2 officers exchanged a look. "We're still determining that," Daniels said carefully. "But there's evidence suggesting your brother may have been behind the wheel." "What evidence?" He hesitated. "No seatbelt marks on him. The passenger side airbag deployed, not the driver's, and we found open bottles of wine in the vehicle, several glasses, and," pause, "a hotel key card wedged between the seats." My mind spun. "Wine? No, Caleb doesn't drink. Not since his DUI years ago. And Emma, she barely touches alcohol. Why would they be out there?" "With my son." "At that hour?" Daniels looked uneasy. Then he pulled a small evidence bag from his jacket. Inside, a phone, Emma's. "It wasn't locked when we recovered it," he said. "I need you to brace yourself, doctor." He unlocked the screen and opened a photo. Pause. It was a selfie. Emma in a hotel mirror, wearing nothing but a robe. Caleb's arms wrapped around her from behind, kissing her neck. The timestamp, 12:48 a.m., just 27 minutes before the crash. Voice cracks. I staggered back, the wall catching me. No, they wouldn't." "I'm sorry," the officer said quietly. "It wasn't an accident. It was betrayal, the kind that kills something inside you forever." Somber tone. Hours later, my son woke up in ICU. Ben's voice was hoarse when I entered the room. "Dad, what happened?" "You were in a car accident," I said carefully. "With your mom and Uncle Caleb." He frowned, blinking as fragments returned. "They were kissing," he whispered. My heart dropped. He told me everything. How his mom said they were just picking something up from Caleb's place. How she left him in the car for nearly an hour outside a motel. How he'd gone to look and saw them together. When he confronted them, Emma laughed. She said he didn't understand adult love, they argued. She made him get back in the car. Then they started drinking. I begged her to stop, Ben said, tears in his eyes. But she wouldn't. Then there were headlights. And nothing. Pause. Hearing that broke something in me. This wasn't just cheating. It was cruelty. It was recklessness. It was abuse. And now it was going to end in court. Firm, cold tone. By morning, I had everything. Ben's testimony, Emma's phone, blood alcohol results, both legally drunk. I called my lawyer, Jason. File for divorce, restraining orders, and press charges. I want everything. By noon, it was done. By evening, the DA had the evidence, and the next day, I sent Emma's photos to her hospital's ethics committee, anonymously. She was a counselor for teens. The irony was disgusting. Voice lowers. Within a week, the scandal was everywhere. Renowned family counselor suspended amid DUI and affair scandal. Photos. Leaked messages. My wife's face plastered across every local outlet. Caleb's company dumped him overnight. His investors withdrew. Their perfect little world, gone. When we stood in court, she looked hollow, broken, desperate. I handed the judge a hard drive, photos, messages, Ben's signed statement, and witness reports. Emma didn't even cry. She cracked. When the judge ruled in my favor, full custody, restraining orders, criminal review, she whispered, "I lost everything, didn't I?" I looked at her once. "No," I said quietly. "You threw it away." Soft, reflective tone. 3 months later, Caleb had vanished out of state, disgraced. Emma lost her license, her job, her reputation. Everything. One evening, she called me from an unknown number. "Adam," she whispered. "Please." I didn't mean for it to go that far. I just wanted to feel alive again. I said nothing. "You were always so busy, so distant," she continued. "Caleb made me feel wanted." I laughed bitterly. "While I worked nights to provide for this family, you endangered our son's life for attention." Her voice cracked. "I lost everything, Adam. Can you ever forgive me?" Pause. "Forgiveness isn't mine to give," I said quietly. "It belongs to the people you hurt. And I'm not here to help you feel better about what you did. I'm here to protect my son." Then I hung up. That night, Ben and I sat on the porch watching the stars. He asked, "Do you think people can change, Dad?" I thought for a moment. "Yes," I said. "But some only change after they've lost everything they thought they couldn't." Soft piano outro tone. I wasn't angry anymore. Just free. Because sometimes, justice isn't about revenge. It's about peace. And I finally had mine.